Access granted.
Greetings, everyone. And it's going to do about the poor girl that's thrown out of prom. AOL shit-canned the link, like usual. Sometimes you can find it. I'm going to try to find the story, but I'm going to talk about something that happened to me a couple weeks ago that slipped my mind, and I don't know why. So let's get started.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Somebody call security.
God, even the new glasses are sliding around. Okay, peoples. As the title stated, I drove the future. Moreover, I drove a Tesla. Yes. As few and far as they are between, I drove one. A little while back, I pulled in the shopping center, and as I was getting out of the van, this young guy pulls in next to me in this gorgeous black Tesla that had paint on it about 3 inches thick. And I says to him, "How do you like your Tesla?" He kind of looked at me and he said, "How do you know what it is? Nobody knows what this car is." I said, "Believe me, I follow the automotive industry and I know what that car is." So I commented how nice it looked and how shiny it was. He said he only had it a couple of days. Then he says to me, "Would you like to drive it?" Now, I call him a kid. He had to be in his mid-30s, but he doesn't know me from Adam. Now, I could be the worst driver on earth, or I could be, Jeff Gordon. I jumped at the chance. So I got in and I says, I strapped in my seatbelt and I says, "How do you shift this thing? Because there's no shifter." Well, this thing's got an iPad in the middle of the dash that's about 36 inches long. And he pops it into drive and I step on the pedal lightly and we take off. You don't hear a thing. It's as quiet as can be. Heard a little road noise, but yeah. So this kind of made me nervous. So I drove out of the parking lot and up to the traffic light and hung a turn and was driving down the road. And he says, "What do you think?" I says, "Well, I'm impressed so far." He says, "Can I take it up on the freeway?" He started to laugh. He says, "Go wherever you want to go." I guess maybe with me knowing it was a Tesla, he figured, well, we'll let him have at it. So I, get up. I'm getting on the on-ramp on the freeway, and nothing was coming. He looked back, make sure nothing was coming. He said, "Floor it." I said, "Are you sure?" He said, with a laugh and a giggle. I mean, he was having a hell of a good time. He said, "Floor it." Well, peoples, I put the pedal to the metal, and I thought that, first of all, I was in the space shuttle at Cape Canaveral, and I thought my rib cage was going to go through my spine. This car took off like a rocket. Now, full electric motor power, I mean, you've got torque on demand. You don't have to wait for it. It's not going, you know, from the engine through a torque converter, through a transmission, through a drive shaft. When you step on that pedal, you've got power on demand. And believe me, it was power on demand. This thing was like a rocket ship. And as soon as you lift off on the pedal, it's got what they call regenerative braking, so it kind of, you know, throws a little charge into the battery. Okay, this is the wave of the future. Everybody's starting to build electric cars in one form or another, you know. Now, here's the major problem with the Tesla and some of these other. It's pure electric power. It's not like a Prius where you've got, you know, or a Bolt or a Volt, where you've got a little engine that's running a generator to keep the battery charged. So when you do 300 miles, and if you can't find a plug-in station, which around here they're non-existent, he had to install one in his house. When you run out of juice, you run out of juice. You're dead. That's it. That's problem one. Problem two. Our electric grid is not set up for these cars. Our electric grid was built back in the 30s and 40s with very few upgrades. Now, they want, by 2020, they want at least 20% of the vehicles on the road, if not more, to be purely electric. People, if they do not make modifications to the electric grid, prepare for brownouts and blackouts. Not so much in the winter, but in the summer, when everybody on Earth is running their air conditioners. You're going to see neighborhoods, and then when, you know, they pop a transformer, it's going to take hours or maybe days to get back online, because we don't even have sources for backup power. And you know, a lot of our generating plants are still running coal. That's how old our system is. Yes, electric cars are the wave of the future. I was impressed as hell with this rocket. I really was. I mean, there's a lot of naysayers about Tesla, and the Model 3, which replaced whatever this one is really got problems. I mean, he's got fit and finish problems. He's got all kinds of problems because he's trying to crank these. You know, he's got people that have been waiting 3-4 years that plop down a couple $1,000 deposit to order one of these cars. But it may be the future, but our future is going to be blackouts and brownouts because we don't have a grid set up for these electric vehicles.
That's it. I'm through.
Just my personal commentary, peoples. Have a from the golden microphone of WDWLTV and the not so golden crab ass mouth of the old man, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.